Good evening and welcome to Sports. We're live at Cayman Bay this evening for the 2010 Squash Open. Moving from the South Sound Squash Club now to Cayman Bay with this glass court behind me, where some of the world's top female players, 8 of the top 10 women in the world, including world number 1 Nicole David, will be contesting this year's Cayman Open. Nicole won last year's tournament and she'll be playing here tonight in the nightcap game. First up this evening as well, after the opening ceremonies, where the Premier Honorable Makiva Bush will be here, Marlene West, the Cayman number 1 lady, she'll be taking part as well, and Cameron Stafford, also of the Cayman Islands, will be competing. So you need to come down to support the Cayman squash players as they compete in this year's Cayman Squash Open. Joining me now, hard guy to tie down, the man who put all of this together, Dan Knight. Dan, you're all smiles now this evening as everything seems to be coming together.
It's wonderful. It's just that there's been so many people that have helped create this. The atmosphere is wonderful. People are coming down here. All we can ask is to make sure Cayman gets behind this and supports it. But we've got the world's best. We've got so many sponsors and volunteers that have helped create this. The buzz that this is creating for the juniors, not just from the free equipment and the courts, but it's helping more get involved, and that's what it's all about.
And it's a truly Caribbean atmosphere. In the background you can hear the steel pan being played. Everyone's mingling around, waiting to see some of the world's best players compete here at Cayman Bay for the first time. Dan, seeing it from idea to completion, what are your emotions just about that?
I'm very tired, but no, actually very satisfied. This is not months, but years in the making from how we've had to build it up, and to start with an idea in your head and to now sit back and look at this is incredibly satisfying. But again, there's just so many people that have made it happen. You know, you feel very proud to live in such a wonderful country where people all get behind it, they support it, they give their time, they give their support. We're hoping everyone comes down and shows that Cayman can appreciate this sort of event, and the public can get behind it, turn up. We've got the best in the world. We've got the world number 1. We've got the world champion. We've got the Commonwealth Games gold medalist. You're talking about the Caribbean atmosphere. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't just the best in the world, because the Caribbean players aren't the best in the world yet, but they can get there. They can see that it's attainable. Our players are so talented that they can reach that. And we're hoping that the juniors coming through will go, okay, she's the world number 1, but she's just a person. I can do that too.
What is the feedback from those top class players? I mean, last year it was all thumbs up. This year again with the initiative of playing in the glass court. What is the feedback from not only the players but some of the international officials?
It's just been phenomenal. I think they're hoping that we'll put on 2 or 3 tournaments a year. No, it goes to another level, and for most pros, they prefer to play on the glass court. It means more exposure. It usually means more money. I've never been to a tournament where the feedback on the country, on the location, is just so positive. Not just Cayman Bay and them saying, and all the pros saying how wonderful this area is, but when they're down at the beach, when the players have come in and gone, I was just diving at Don Foster's, and they just love it. So it makes it so easy to hold an event when we've got our backyard here. We obviously think we also run a very great event as far as what we do, which helps, but the site, the island, sells itself.
Appreciate it, Dan Knight. Dan, good luck with the tournament. As tonight, our local girl, Marlene West, she'll be playing Camille Saime of France. She'll be playing in the first game this evening after the opening ceremonies. They will be coming up. Also coming up in tonight's show, Cameron Stafford. He'll be playing the Jamaican Dougal, and also Nicole David, the world number 1 from Malaysia. There she is. She'll be playing Jacqueline Hawks of New Zealand. So squash is on the lips. If you can't make it down here this week, we'll be having live coverage on Saturday of the Cayman Squash Open finals. We'll see which players make it to Saturday's finals. Also, last night at the South Sound Courts, Cayman's Jake Kelly in the white was bumped out by Trinidadian Colin Ramasra. Jake made a brave start against the Caribbean's second best player, winning the first game in quick time, 9-11. But the experienced Ramasra worked his way back in the match and went on to win 9-11, 11-4, 11-6, 11-4 in 37 minutes. Ramasra moves on to face Cayman's Dean Watson tomorrow night here on the glass court. In women's play, last year's losing finalist Natalie Granger, there she is, was stopped in the first round by Frances Isabel Storr. On her way back from a long injury layoff, Granger lost the tough 5-set marathon 11-8, 6-11, 11-8, 9-11, 12-10. So if you're watching at home, just make your way down later on this evening to watch some of the exciting squash action as we look at some cricket results from this past weekend. Prison winning by 101 runs, and SO Tigers, they had a victory by 18 runs. As we put a wrap on sports this evening from Cayman Bay, exciting squash action with the glass court. I'm Jason Harper. Have a wonderful evening.